Okay, so we can begin. Welcome to session 5 of Ways to Wellbeing. I hope you're well today. There are just some questions about daily practice, and it's good now as we come to the middle of our series of 8 sessions that people are asking about what can I do in the days in between. I want to continue doing Kumye. So for those of you that have the book, Tarthang Tulku Rinpoche's book, Kumye Tibetan Yoga, um, at the beginning of each section, he gives practice advice. So for those of you that have the book, beginning of course with guiding practice, have a look in the book. For the rest of us, very essentially just to say the first thing we need to do is to actually be motivated to do the practice. Once you have that, then you have all the different exercises we've done. That's like a menu. If you go into a restaurant, you can't eat everything on the menu. But there'll be one thing that catches your eye. So there'll be one exercise that you feel that's the one for me today. Or if you have more time, maybe you do more than one. And that might be the same exercise you do every day for a week or 2 weeks or longer. And then after a while, another one might come to mind, might feel right. You don't have to try and do all the exercises. It's perfectly fine to stay with one for a while, or maybe with two, and then slowly broaden your repertoire as you feel you want to. The most important thing is that we're enjoying our practice because then we'll be more inclined to come back and do more. So don't feel you have to be doing all the exercises. The most important thing is um, to be whatever exercise you're doing that you're directly engaged with it. So if you feel bored by an exercise, you can do two things. One is try a different exercise, or you can do the original exercise in a slightly different way, maybe a little bit slower or a little bit quicker. Change it up a little bit, make it interesting. Or you can go to one of the other exercises. But if you're bored, you're probably not doing kumye. You're just moving your body and thinking about something else, and you don't know where your breath is. In terms of structuring a session, if you only have 15 minutes, you would sit for a little while, and then you do one practice. And for the amount of time you practice, you also sit at the end as well. So with 15 minutes, you'd sit for maybe 3 minutes just to settle, feel stillness, exercise for 6 minutes, and then sit for 6 minutes. If you have 45 minutes, you adjust it accordingly, always starting from a place of stillness, exercising, and then sitting for an equivalent time. If you want support or you like guidance, then we already have 4 sessions of Ways to Wellbeing, and there will be other Kumye sessions you might find online. So you can have a look for support by following a guided practice. With the Ways to Wellbeing sessions, I've put the minutes on each one, so where you'll find the exercise within each recording. So you don't have to wade through the whole thing to get to the exercise you like to do. So that could be something you want to do. Another very good thing is if you do the integration exercise that's on the Ways to Wellbeing tab on my website. And that's a very simple exercise where 3 times a day you sit for 5 minutes. And that's a very good way just to come back to the practice. Take a breath. Another question was the Kumye is very good. And while I'm doing the exercise, I'm aware and I even go out on walks and I sense the life around me and the energy around me. But then sometimes I lose it. And that's very natural. But the very fact that you know you've lost awareness means you're aware again. So it's a very special moment, actually. It's like victory moment. It's like, oh, I was lost. I was distracted. That moment you come back and the awareness returns or the feeling returns. Sometimes it's not quite that easy. You might be walking or washing up or doing a chore and you realize, oh, I've been distracted. I must be aware again. I must be mindful. Where's my breath? And you kind of try to think your way back into it. Um, the best thing to do in that situation is to stop still. Be very still physically take a moment, take a few breaths. So if you're walking, make sure there's no one following you close behind. They're socially distancing properly. And stop and take a moment. Take a few breaths. Feel the wind on your face. Become aware, open your senses. And then slowly begin walking again, or slowly carry on with your activity. So stopping and stillness is a way to tune back into that frequency. And then finally, before we start, about working with pain. If you experience pain while we're doing the exercises. So just to say, first of all, this is very good advice for us doing Kumye, that when we're doing Kumye, we're making an effort, but we're not straining. That's different. We make an effort. We're not sitting back too much, but we're not straining. And we feel strong sensation. We feel sensations that might be strong, but it's not pain. So we don't cross that line into painful. Strong sensation, fine. Painful, we ease away from that, ease back from that. So we're in this place. It's quite a balancing act where we're continuously challenging ourselves, but also letting go. There's those two things happening. We're sort of surrendering to the exercise, but we're not stepping out of it. We're directly engaged, but we're also letting go. So those two things. So in terms of pain, that's a label. Could mean many, many different things. If it's a hot, intense sort of stabbing sensation, then probably you know yourself, then that movement, that posture, that exercise is not the one for you, is not helpful. Maybe just ease back right away, But sometimes if it's a sort of more of an ache, it was described to me as like a toothache, like a little bit dull, and it's there, it might be constant, it's there, then we can stay with that a little bit. Bring the breath there, give it space. Remember, it's not bad. We don't have good and bad energy. It's flowing or it's held. So that dull ache is probably held. Give it space and kindness, and slowly it becomes less dense. And that might be a period over months, many months. It slowly becomes less dense. We also have to be patient as well. So in terms of pain, we have to be a little bit aware of what it is. If it's a muscle pull that we injured some other different way, or we have some kind of injury, or we've had a recent operation, then of course we take extra care. But if, for example, there's one exercise where we stand like this for a while, maybe 10 minutes, maybe a bit longer, and if you do that, you will certainly have very strong sensations in your arms and in your shoulders. And that will be, it will feel like a dull ache. And that's an example of sort of revealing tension. And as we breathe, we can release, relax, and let go. That's something we can stay with, where we can transform places of blockages into places of energy. So that's an example. Let's begin with stillness, sitting physically still. Our attention into the body. Breath coming to the foreground, breathing through nose and mouth. Feel the ground beneath your feet and your seat. Weight equally distributed on both sit bones. Hands resting palms down on our knees or upper legs. We don't have to look. We feel the hands on the legs. Sitting upright and alert, yet relaxed. The chin comes in a little, so the back of the neck aligns with the spine. Mouth slightly open, jaw relaxed. Tip of the tongue resting lightly on the palate above the top front teeth. And then the seventh point, the seventh gesture, is the eyes. We have our eyes open with a soft gaze, but maybe you prefer keeping your eyes closed. For the time being, at least. And then in session 4, we talked about having this more spacious awareness, opening the aperture of our focus so we can be aware of all 7 gestures of the posture at the same time. Each time we realize we've been distracted, that means awareness has returned. So we don't have to go into a story, got distracted again. We just rest in awareness. So we'll do touching the senses. It's exercise 44 from the book. So in this exercise, we keep our shoulders loose and our head still. So we're just going to rotate the shoulders like this, backpedaling. You might find it easier as if you're rowing a boat or got your hands on the pedals of a bicycle, just to get the feeling, to get the motion. And we can go a little bit quicker. Once we feel we've got the motion, got a rhythm, we can go quicker. Now quite fast, almost roughly. A little bit faster than we'd be inclined to go. Maybe we're going somewhere in a rowing boat and we're a bit late. Pick up the pace. And slow it down. Until the movement becomes smoother and more massage-like. And we become aware of not only are the shoulders moving in the sockets, making circles, if you like, in the sockets, but also how the shoulders are rotating around the spine. While one shoulder is forward, the other is back. And we can imagine this motion massaging our heart. The head stays still, looking forward. Of course, we're breathing evenly through nose and mouth. And then come to a stop. Our attention in the body. What's new? Feel the difference. And now we'll do lightning thoughts. And we'll do it coordinated with the breathing. Okay. So this position we'll call center. So when we're back in the sitting position, center. Okay. So exhaling, let your chin come forward towards your chest. Exhaling. Feel the back of the neck opening and lengthening. Inhaling, come back to the center. Feel the movement. Exhaling, chin goes high. Throat and chest opening. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling, chin down. Release any holding in your throat. The shoulders are relaxing. That means they're low. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling high with the chin. Mouth falls open. Shoulders relaxing. Belly relaxing. Inhaling back to the center. Final time exhaling, head down. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling high. Feel the movement as you inhale and your head comes back down to the center. Exhaling, left ear to left shoulder. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling to the right. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling left. Inhaling center. Exhaling to the right. Feel the left side of your neck opening, lengthening. Inhaling center. Exhaling to the left for the final time. Inhaling center. And to the right for the last time. Feel the breath. Feel the inhale. Back to the center. Pausing there. Taking a few breaths. Natural cycles of breathing. So we just let the breath be as it is. And then we make rotations with the head. They can be quite small circles, as if with the top of our head we're making circles in the sky. So the head comes forward, then move towards your left shoulder and back, right shoulder and forward. And if you feel a little bit distracted or a little bit sleepy, then move your head a little quicker, smaller circles and a little bit quicker. And then when your attention is with the movement, with the motion, we can slow it down and the mind will slow down with it. And make the sound ah as you rotate your head. Ah. Louder, unless you've got neighbors who are very sensitive or people that will worry for your well-being. Loud, make it loud. Express everything that's difficult to express. We can let go of on the out breath. Ah. Feel the sound resonating in your body. And now pause. Next time your head is forward with your chin down, just pause there and feel the silence resonating in your body. And then we can rotate the head in the opposite direction. So moving towards the right shoulder and back, left shoulder and forward. And again, we can make the sound ah from deep in our body, as if the sound's coming up from our belly. Louder. Again. Feel the sound resonating in your body. And maybe you can imagine it resonating throughout the room. And the next time your head is forward, just pause there for a moment. Again, can you sense silence in your body and in the room? We come back to the sitting posture, so the head comes up till we're back in the sitting posture. Feel the difference. What's new? So we're just going to do a bonus exercise. Feels right. Healing energy, number 79 in the book. We've done it once before. So lift your left shoulder up, so your head stays looking forward, and you can imagine your head and your left shoulder coming up and your right shoulder going down. So we sit nice and tall, left shoulder high, right shoulder low. And relax the sides of your body and your belly. So the posture is quite strong. Left shoulder high, right shoulder low. But we're relaxing the belly and the sides of the body. There's a natural curve to the belly. Left side is long, right side compacting. Now, without moving physically, release the tension of holding the posture. Stay in the posture, but just relax in the posture. We're not trying anymore. And now very slowly, let your left shoulder come down, feeling each part of the movement. And in a smooth, continuous movement, the right shoulder comes high, the head stays upright. Right shoulder high, left shoulder low. The right side of the body is long, the left side compacting. Relax the sides of your body and your belly. Now again, without moving, without releasing the posture, just relax fully in this posture. Stop trying. Maybe there's another little bit of letting go that can happen in your belly, in the sides of your body. Smiling. Smiling, not holding, smiling. Very slowly. Right shoulder coming down. Feel that movement. Every movement can be deeply felt and gracefully performed. Bring your hands to rest on your legs. Normally we do 3 repetitions of each exercise, or 9. But we'll just do healing energy once. Attention in the body, any feelings or sensations in the body. So before we do some standing exercises, one of which is quite a strong exercise, I'll just say a couple of things. First of all, A comment was that I'm yawning all the time. I didn't take it personally. So Kumye touches the parts that other disciplines don't reach. There's a lot of stuff held in our body. And sometimes we touch on pockets of tiredness or resistance. And yawning is a common reaction. I'm used to it now when I'm with a group of people. And sometimes it's people who normally don't yawn in their life. Some people don't yawn, and they're the ones that find themselves yawning while we're doing Kumye. So it's just to say that we may discover things as we're exercising. Generally speaking, if it comes up in Kumye, then Kumye can also resolve it. So it's just important to bring the breath to any feelings and sensations, and awareness, of course. Bring our attention and the breathing and merge with the feelings and sensations. We don't go into why is this or how is this. Maybe just what. Stay on that level. Where in the body, what it is. But don't try and analyze it or get to the bottom of it or explain it or describe it. We just have to be with it. We're not trying to solve it. We're just trying to be with it. We're just being with it. So yawning's fine. That's just a release of something. And then the other thing was sometimes all our bodies are different and our capacities. So sometimes you don't have to do the exercise as it's described. You do your version of it. I think I've been clear on that before. The example being, if you can't lift your hands above your head, then bringing them this high is fine. If we're moving with the breath, body, and awareness joined. So that's one thing. But also you could even, someone was saying they just stayed sitting. Instead of doing the third repetition of one, they just stayed sitting and visualized the movement. That still works. If you're breathing and if you've got feeling in your body and your awareness is there, then you're doing the Kumye. And if you've already done 2 repetitions, it's nearly as if you're doing the exercise again. It's nearly as if you're doing it. So you feel fine to sit out, but stay with mind in the body, breath, and feeling. The exercises are actually just stimulating feeling anyway. If you already have feeling, you can just sit. The 7 gestures is the ultimate Kumye gesture. So one day that's all we'll ever need to do is sit quietly in the 7 gestures and be with whatever's happening, and that's job done. Meantime, these exercises are a good support. Let's stand. So I have 2 fish boxes today and slippy socks, so this could be interesting. It's more like a circus act than a Kumye session. So we feel the ground, feel the fish box beneath you, feel the ground. Feel our weight evenly distributed, left and right, front and back. Connect with the breathing. Put your hands on your hips with your fingers in front and your thumbs behind. Lift the heel of your left foot so you're standing on your right foot and the toes of your left foot. And then as you bring your heel down, lift your right heel up. And again. And feel the weight shift from one foot to the other. So your weight is almost all on one foot and the toes of the other foot, and then shift. And keep moving in this way until you feel like you have a bit of a rhythm. It's a nice balanced rhythm, even rhythm. Relaxed belly, breathing evenly through nose and mouth. And then we can go a little bit quicker. And now if you like, you just continue in this way, but if you like, you can extend the range of the movement. So when you're down on your right foot, bend both knees. And then come up high on both toes, and then down on your left, bending both knees. So we're going a little bit lower, high on both toes, lower. And again, if you feel like you have a nice rhythm, you can go a little bit quicker. If this little development is too much for you, just stay with how we were. Shifting from one foot to the other, aware of the high point and the low point. So weight on one foot, up on both toes, weight on the other foot. And we're keeping our back straight. So we're not bending forward, leaning forward. The back is vertical, the spine is vertical, looking straight ahead in a relaxed, casual manner. And then we come to a stop. Keep your hands on your hips for a moment, longer. And then let your hands slide down, glide down the sides of your body. And have your arms relaxing at your sides. This exercise we've just done, number 42, balancing the body. And of course, it's stimulating energy in the lower body. But in Kumye, we don't have lower body energy and upper body energy. It's all the same energy. It's all the same space, the same Kum. So we let the feelings and sensations flow and interact, commingle. That's the internal massage of Nye. Let's bring our experience back to the chair. Feel the ground beneath us. Instill the qualities of the posture from the ground up. Almost when we sit on the cushion or on the chair, it's like slipping our hand into a glove. Fits perfectly. So then some of us may feel very settled, peaceful. So bring that settled, peaceful back to the standing position. So we're going to do an exercise. It's number 60 in the book. It's called Relieving Negativity, which is a very powerful title. It's quite similar to Wholesome Vitality, number 74, which we've already done. But it's a little bit of a development on that. And there'll be two versions, the Wholesome Vitality version and the Relieving Negativity version, which is a little bit of a development. When we say negativity, just to be clear, in Kumye perspective, that's a dullness or a numbness, a heaviness, a closed feeling. Relieving the dullness, the heaviness, the closed, to a more open situation. We're going to be bending the knees, and I just want to remind you that we have our chin in, so the back of the neck is aligned with the spine, and the knees go out over the toes, and the butt goes down towards the heel, but the spine stays vertical. And it might mean we don't bend the knees very much. Okay. So we feel the contact on the ground, we feel the breath. Our hands come up until they're under our armpits, our wrists under our armpits. And we're just standing in a normal posture, with our feet a comfortable distance apart. Breathing evenly. Even breath is so important in this exercise, especially if there's any discomfort in the arms and the shoulders. Now we bend the knees a small bit till we feel like the heels are coming off the ground, a little bit losing our balance. Where are we holding the tension? You release the tension. Then we come up a fraction. So we straighten a fraction to a place where we feel balance. And then we look up a little. So you're looking up to where the wall meets the ceiling, just 45 degrees or so. Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. Breathing evenly. And now very slowly, in one movement, We bring our head down to looking straight ahead, straighten the legs, and the hands glide down the sides of the body. Our attention in the body, feelings and sensations in the body. Now we'll call that the vitality version. So if you like to, we're going to do this again. If you want to repeat what we've just done again, that's team vitality. The rest of us are called, we can't be called team negativity, can we? Why not? Relieving negativity, team relief, team relief. So we're going to begin, just stay standing for a moment. I want to demonstrate first. We're going to begin in exactly the same way. This is the hand position, bending, finding a point of balance, looking up, holding, and then team relieving negativity are going to straighten the legs and bring the head forward, but keep the hands here. Bend forward at the waist until the back is parallel with the ground. You move your head forward and your butt back, and then bend the knees again to a place where you feel a place of power and balance. And then we hold that for a little while. And then in one movement, we straighten the legs, straighten the body, and the hands come down. So this is more for people who are a little bit younger, maybe have done Kumye before, or have a yoga background and feel they want to do a little bit more. Otherwise, please stay with the team vitality. That's a good team to be on. I feel like I've already done it. I want to break, but you guys are ready to go, aren't you? Okay. Let's do it then. Hands coming up. And the hands are resting lightly on the sides of our body. We're not pressing. Chin in a little, bending the legs at the knees. Find this point where we're losing the balance a little. Come up a fraction so we've got a point of power and balance. Look up. Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. Especially if our arms and shoulders or our legs are a little bit tense. Breathing evenly. So then we stand. Team vitality, stand and their hands go down. Relieving negativity as we straighten the legs. We bend forward from the waist. Our head, when our back is parallel with the ground, our head goes forward, our backside goes back. And then we bend the knees. Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. Head forward, butt back. And now slowly straightening the legs, straightening the body, hands gliding down the sides of the body. So now we should all be standing upright, alert, yet relaxed, with our arms relaxing at our sides. Our attention in the body. Bring your breath to merge with any feelings and sensations. Our attitude is of interest and kindness. And we're going to do a third repetition. And if your reaction was, oh no, change it to oh yes. Just switch it. Makes a difference. If you feel like you've done enough, you can visualize it, or you can be on Team Vitality, do the first section. You don't have to do the full Relieving Negativity exercise. Hands coming up, smiling. Smiling with your hands in this position. See, even that changes it. Helps us drop any resistance to this very awkward position. Bending the knees to the place where the heels are coming up. Go back up a fraction so we feel well balanced, we feel strong. Looking up a little, just the head at 45 degrees. Breathing evenly through nose and mouth. So everybody straightening their legs, Team Vitality, the hands go down. Relieving negativity, we bend forward from the waist until our back is parallel with the ground. Our head goes forward, our butt goes back, and then we bend our knees again until we find a point of power and balance. Breathing evenly in this position. Three, two, one. Straightening the legs, straightening the body, arms gliding down the sides of the body. Feel the difference. Bring the breath there. Bring our experience back to the chair, back to the cushion. The qualities of the posture from the ground up. Feeling the ground, the hands, spine, chin, mouth, tip of the tongue, eyes. So as soon as we feel we're tuned in, we're attuned with the feelings and sensations in the body in this seated position, then we can open our eyes with a soft gaze, a panoramic gaze. So we're seeing everything, but nothing in particular. We give equal attention to objects and the space around the objects. Very spacious way of seeing. And the same with hearing. There may be sounds in the room or outside the room. We hear the sounds, but we also hear the silence that surrounds the sound. Without losing our center. Whenever we feel lost, come back. Center of our awareness is in the body, bringing our attention into the body. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of session 5. So I hope you have a good day, be well, and see you for session 6. Thank you.